He chose their 50th anniversary to ask a question he had been holding for decades. No one in the room knew that. The house was full that evening. Their children had arrived early. The table was set. Old photo albums were open across the living room, weddings, birthdays, graduations. 50 years of a life that looked steady, predictable, complete. He stood near the fireplace and watched it all. Then he called everyone together. "I've got one more gift," he said. It sounded light, normal, something to close the night. His wife smiled. "Another one?" He nodded and reached into a small box. Inside were DNA testing kits. One for each of them. "For the whole family," he said. "Thought it would be interesting to see where we come from." The children reacted immediately. "That's actually fun." "Yeah, let's do it." Felt like a modern thing. Harmless. Something people did out of curiosity. But his wife didn't laugh right away. She smiled, then paused, just for a second. It was small enough that no one else noticed. But he did. He handed her the kit. She took it. "Now?" one of the children asked. "Why not?" he said. They sat together at the table, opening the packages, reading instructions, making jokes about what they might find. Maybe we're part Italian, or something completely random. The room filled with easy conversation again. But he wasn't listening. He was watching her. She followed the instructions carefully. Too carefully. Every step measured. No mistakes. "You okay?" one of the kids asked her. "Of course," she said. "Why wouldn't I be?" Sounded right, but it came too quickly. They finished the tests, sealed the samples, packed everything neatly back into the box. One of the children held it up. "So this tells us everything?" He nodded. "More than we probably expect." Passed like a joke. But it wasn't. Later that night, after the children stepped outside, she found him alone in the kitchen. "Why this?" she asked. He didn't turn immediately. "Why not?" She looked at him, trying to read something in his face. "After 50 years, this is what you're curious about?" He turned then. "I think people get more honest with time." The words landed quietly, but they stayed. She held his gaze for a moment, then nodded. "All right," she said. "We'll see." She walked out. He stayed there, still, calm, waiting. The days that followed felt normal on the surface. They had breakfast together, watched television in the evenings, talked about small things, the same routines they had followed for years. But something had shifted. She became more attentive, more present, more careful with what she said. The children noticed nothing, but he did, because he had seen that version of her before. Years ago, during a time they never spoke about again. One evening, she asked casually, "How long do the results take?" "A couple of weeks," he said. She nodded. "That's quick." He watched her for a second. "You seem interested." She gave a small smile. "Wouldn't you be?" He didn't answer, because curiosity wasn't the reason he was doing this. Time passed. The box arrived on a quiet afternoon. He didn't open it immediately. He waited until everyone was home. They gathered again in the living room. Phones out. Accounts logged in. The same energy as before. Light, curious, unaware. "Ready?" one of the children said. "Go ahead," he replied. They opened the results. At first, it was exactly what they expected. Percentages, regions, genetic breakdowns. "Look at this. That's interesting." Then one of them frowned. "Wait." Another looked closer. "That doesn't make sense." The room changed, slowly at first, then all at once. The children were related. but not to him. There was a long silence. No one spoke. No one moved. He didn't look at the screens. He looked at her. She hadn't moved either. Her eyes were fixed on the results. Then she looked up at him. He didn't react. No anger, no shock, just calm. That was the moment everything became clear. "You knew," she said quietly. He didn't deny it. "I've known for a long time." The words settled into the room. The children looked between them, confused, trying to understand. "What does that mean?" one of them asked. He spoke simply. "It means the results are correct." The room felt smaller, the air heavier. She finally spoke again. Her voice was steady, but lower now. "When?" He answered without hesitation. "Before they were born." That shifted everything. The children stared at him. "You knew, and you stayed?" He nodded. "I chose to." Silence again, longer this time. Then she spoke. Years ago, before any of this, there had been someone else. A relationship she never fully ended. A decision she thought she could move past. She never told him. She believed it would destroy everything. He listened. No interruption. No anger. Just attention. Then he said something that no one expected. "I didn't stay because I didn't know." He looked at the children. "I stayed because I chose the life we built." The words were simple, but they carried weight. Years of it. "I raised you," he continued. "That wasn't an accident." The children didn't know how to respond, because nothing about that moment felt simple anymore. Then he looked back at her. "And I waited." She met his eyes. "For what?" she asked. His answer was quiet. "For you to tell me." The room went still again, because that was the part no one had considered. This wasn't about the children. This wasn't about the past. This was about something else, something unfinished. She looked down, then back at him. "I didn't want to lose you." He nodded. "You didn't." A pause. "But you didn't trust me with the truth." That landed differently. Not loud, not emotional, just final. The children watched both of them now, not as parents, but as two people they didn't fully know anymore. The celebration was over. The past had caught up, and the truth, after 50 years, had finally arrived. But not in the way anyone expected, because the question he had been holding all this time had been answered, not by what she said, but by what she never did.